All right, now we want to talk to you about chemistry, and I want to remind everyone that we are just giving you bite size, and we are going to expand on all these topics, right, in this insight series that we are having. I don't even know what to. Sometimes I'm saying episode, sometimes I'm saying series. It doesn't matter. You will see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll be able to follow. So,
Just
chemistry.
keep coming back.
Yes.
We will
So
elaborate.
we want to talk about chemistry and want to talk about intimacy, because intimacy is born out of chemistry. Chemistry comes first. And just like, chemistry is a scientific term, right? And here's the deal. Sometimes we say, I want to fix our relationship. There's no such thing, right? It's almost like the concept is a little tricky. When you think about the ocean is a concept. It doesn't exist. What is real is water. It's because the water is structured in a certain way, you call it the ocean. If it's structured differently, you call it a lake. If it moves differently, you call it a river, right? But what is real is water. The name that we say, like ocean, river, and then all these things, they are concept, right? So when you say a relationship is a concept, what is real is you. You cannot heal a concept. You have to heal the real thing that is you. Mm-hmm. Both of you create the chemistry of what we call the relationship. When you say we're going to relationship counseling, to be honest with you, in the heart of that statement is you going through your counseling. You want to change, mm-hmm. right? If you say, our relationship is not working. So you need to understand what you're really talking about is, I am not working, right? When the highest form of honesty is the truth you tell yourself, mm-hmm. right? So chemistry is based on taking that responsibility. If I am color yellow and Danielle is color red, the relationship will be color orange. It's simple that way, right? If I am red, Danielle is blue, the relationship will be purple. You see that? So, but if I change my color, the color of the relationship has to change by default. That's chemistry. It's scientific, right? So when we begin to do the internal work and begin to change, automatically we can design the chemistry of the relationship based on who we choose to be internally. And when chemistry is built, it leads to what? Intimacy. So we have different types of intimacy that you're going to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. There is psychological intimacy.
Oh, I love it.
And my husband and I, we have this practice where at the end of the day, we always come together and ask, okay, what was today's highlight?
Yes.
And we talk about, okay, today's highlight. And then sometimes even though we are husband and wife, we are on a separate individual spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And we are led to read different books, different Bible scriptures. Because we are unique souls, we are getting specific insights that caters to our unique evolution.
Yeah.
So at the end of the night, we will talk about we share spiritual insight, the things that we are realizing, mm-hmm. we've come to realize about ourselves.
The changes that are taking place
within ourselves, that creates such a bond.
That's called psychological intimacy.
And then sometimes too, if we have enough time, we'll talk about the children, maybe the next day, because we are also business partners. But we find that practice very, very powerful.
Very useful.
And in the morning, the first thing that we do our separate,
spiritual rituals,
but we come together to pray for our children, to pray for our ministry, to pray for
the
our
business,
dreams,
our clients,
our visions, the big dreams that we have together that we want to do for the world. We pray for those, our loved ones, so we pray together.
So it's basically the psychological intimacy is you come to a mindfulness togetherness, mm-hmm. if I can put it that way, so that both of you are syncing your mind mm-hmm. For a particular specific purpose, right? It's very important. Then the next one is emotional intimacy.
And that one was very challenging for me, being West Indian, how we are.
Honey, what is going on? Nothing, I'm good.
We hold hold everything inside, and we feel such shame or what. I'm not even sure what it is. Like we feel like we cannot express ourselves,
And we have to be psychic to
And-
try to guess what it is that you
I
guys
don't
are
know
feeling.
why it's like that. It's taken me a lot of personal self-development. I
Yeah.
think with women too, sometimes we're feeling things. It takes us a little bit of time to process
To really process.
and to put a name to that feeling. Can you relate?
That's a lot of
Women?
work. Yeah.
And I think with that, my husband just really patient, having the patience to allow me to go through whatever it is, so that way when I'm ready, we can talk about it. Especially with our children, sometimes we carry all the burdens.
Everything the children are feeling, Danielle is feeling it. In the meanwhile, I'm having my rice and I'm having my salad and I'm enjoying myself. She's like, I can't believe, how are you like that? Like, I'm like, they're gonna be fine. I'll talk to them.
I'd be like, must be nice to be you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so the emotional intimacy is when you start sharing each other's feelings.
Yes.
You're feeling with each other in the very mature way, to the point where, wow, compassion begins to grow within the relationship like a beautiful flower. That's what chemistry does. It brings you to intimacy. Then you have what we call spiritual intimacy. Danielle touched on it a little bit. So psychological intimacy, emotional intimacy, spiritual intimacy is when you can meditate together. That's another subject, another level together. So we started to do this, and at some point we don't do it anymore. But we have to catch up to that now, baby. Like we set up a time where when I'm working, if it's 2 p.m., right, I will go somewhere by myself for 5 minutes and I will just meditate on Danielle, and I will just start blessing her, speaking qualities in her, the qualities that she already has, and the qualities I want to see in her. I will visualize that for her. And as I'm doing that, guys, I'm telling you, like, I'm creating a blueprint of the ideal divine wife within my psyche, in my neural pathways, in my DNA. And she does the same thing. So we used to do it 3 times a day. We set different times. So she's doing it wherever she is. I'm doing it wherever I am.
Yeah.
But when we come together in the evening, the frequency of connection is mind-blowing, because it has been built. That spiritual intimacy has been built during the day.
Because you're training yourself to hold your partner in the highest light.
In the highest light possible. And then, physical intimacy comes naturally as a result of psychological intimacy, emotional intimacy, and spiritual intimacy. So you want to keep that in mind. We spoke about chemistry, right? We say that it's a science. You can design it yourself, and that eventually leads to intimacy. So now I think we have covered the bite sizes, right? Now we're going to start going deep, breaking down concept, and being able to pour into you, give you value, making sure that what we're giving you is helping you move forward in your relationship. Until the next insight. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, friends.